This happened when I was about 19 or 20 years old. I was definitely fresh out of high school. At the time of this incident, I was living with my mom, her boyfriend, and their newborn daughter, which is my little sister. Before I go deeper into what happened, let me give you some backstory. I was raised mainly by my mom, her sisters, and my grandmother. My real father wasn't around, but my mom's boyfriend, who we will just name John, he was around all the time. John was an alcoholic. He acted very different when he drank. It's like when he was sober, he was cool and fine to be around. But when he drank, he turned into someone totally different. My mom and John had a baby when I was about 19 or 20. I'm 27 as I'm writing this. Talk about an age gap. When I found out my mom was pregnant, I had mixed feelings because I thought I was going to be the only child forever. But when I saw my baby sister for the first time, I cried. She was so beautiful. I loved her as soon as I laid my eyes on her. So fast forward to the incident. It was in the middle of the night and I was sleeping. I woke up to use the bathroom or something. While I was standing over the toilet, I heard some muffled yelling, which I knew for a fact was coming from my mom's room. At the time, my mom, my baby sister, and John were all sleeping in the same room. Being that my mom raised me as a single mother for most of my life and I know all that she went through, I wanted to make sure that she and my baby sister were protected and in good hands. So when I heard the yelling, I went to stand in front of my mom's door and just listened. They were going back and forth and my sister was crying. I think I tried opening the door, but it was locked. There was a whole lot of thumping and banging on the floor and against the walls. Later, I found out somehow my sister, still in diapers, ended up upside down in a small space between the bed and the wall. At this point, I was crying so much and so hard that I blacked out. All I know is that the only thing going through my mind at that time was protecting my mom and sister at any and all costs, and I almost went to the extreme. Still crying my eyes out, I went to the kitchen, grabbed the biggest knife I could find. I went back to my mom's door and just stood there. Shaking, crying, I stood there for no more than 5 minutes. I was so ready to do unimaginable things to John, but for whatever reason, I didn't. I walked back to the kitchen, put the knife back, and cried myself to sleep. The next morning, I woke up to my mom cooking. As I walked into the kitchen and saw her standing over the stove in her black robe and barefoot, I started crying all over again. As I walked into the kitchen, my mom said to me, "Hey, Marky." I just looked at her, eyes red, still crying. She asked me what was wrong. I just kept staring and crying silently. She asked me again, more firmly, "What's wrong, Marcus?" And I told her. I heard you guys last night. She then called John out of the bedroom. As he walked into the kitchen, my mom said to me, "Tell John what you just told me." I looked at John, directly in his eyes and said, I heard you guys last night. Because this is based off a true story, I wanted it to keep it as real and authentic as possible. So with that being said, right after I said, I heard you guys last night to John, it's a blur. It's really fuzzy. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know what happened after I said that. And because, like, this is true, I didn't want to make up anything. I just wanted to be as true to the story as possible. So, I'm sorry for, like, keeping you guys in a cliffhanger or keeping you guys, you know, in suspense, but that's what happened. So after I said what I said to John, honest to God, I don't know what happened after that. But, yeah. Yeah. You know, as I'm reading this out loud, it still hurts. It still hurts. I'm crying right now. I don't know if you're able to tell. But it still hurts. I forgave him a long time ago. But I would never, ever forget. Shit.